Hello, thank you for joining me. So in the last couple days, I have had a lot of emails and people have been using a consistent word, irrelevant of their background or their experience or where they are in the world. And the word is disinterested in how they're explaining their horse and things that are coming up during the interaction. And I just thought I would jump on here really quickly because I find many times when things become obvious to the human, we're a bit too late, meaning this, what I'm assuming is the explanation of the disinterested horse, meaning things like he's bored, he knows the routine, he's not wanting to be caught the same, he's kind of quitting maybe, let's say 45 minutes into the ride, that it doesn't really feel like the horse is a willing participant in the interaction. And we will look at the disinterested, as the human terms it, behavior as the issue. And it's not. It really is a symptom. And what it comes down to is looking at what is the previous interaction or interactions. It could be over a short time, could be over a long period of time, where we have basically taught the horse to mentally check out, mentally avoid, that he will be physically critiqued. We have not encouraged him to think and search and participate. And so after a accumulation of these experiences, and it depends on the individual horse, sometimes it just takes one dramatic session, we'll say, as far as how it affects the horse. Some horses can last years before they mentally check out and shut down if the communication has been critical, after the fact, patterned, and only considering the horse's physical response and not mentally and emotionally what he is experiencing during the human interaction. So if you're finding your horse seems to be disinterested, or quitting early, or only offering things once or twice, and then you feel like he's done and moving on to something else, and you're finding yourself saying things like, I think my horse is bored, he's just lazy, he's disinterested, all these different human terms which are not actually what the horse is experiencing, maybe take a step back and start to break down what is the quality of your interaction. And this is where people need to refine that just because the horse is willing to physically comply does not mean that it is a quality experience for the horse. And yet so much of the time for people, as long as what the horse is offering isn't scaring us, we think that we've had a quality experience. And so we are assuming that the horse has had a quality experience, rather than recognizing that the way we are interpreting, meaning we don't feel threatened, we don't feel fear, we don't feel overwhelmed, so we're saying it's quality, versus the horse who may be physically complying, but perhaps mentally unclear, but perhaps mentally distracted, and yet physically contained by either tack and equipment or riding practices, so that it seems like the horse is going along with what we ask. And if we impose this frequently enough upon the horse, we have taught him unintentionally that this is how the interaction between the human and horse goes. And if we quit considering the horse and his emotions and feelings during our interaction, at some point he will mentally check out and start to offer physically resistant or lethargic or perhaps dangerous or avoidant behavior. So none of this is all of a sudden. It is often an accumulation, and it takes playing detective to start to break down and assess from the very first moment that you show up with your horse, what it is that you're offering, how you are offering your communication, and the most important part of all, what is your horse's response to it. I cannot tell you how many people come to me for trailer loading problems, or tacking up issues, or mounting issues, or all these different common problems that many people are feeling challenged by, and they're thinking that that is the issue, rather than recognizing it's a symptom, because so much of the interaction with the horse is focused solely on how the human is experiencing the moments, rather than looking at, is this building my horse's confidence? Is this maintaining my horse's curiosity that he was born with? Is this acknowledging his try, even if he hasn't found exactly what it is that I'm asking for him? And there are so many ways that we can change how we do things if we start considering the horse first, rather than after the fact critiquing him. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.